Draymond Green is absolutely raving about James Wiseman. If you are earning praises from Draymond, you must be doing something right. Yesterday, the Warriors released some footage of Wiseman's first practice, and I have to say, despite there not being a ton of footage to go by, I came away impressed with what I saw. Now, the way I look at it is this. The highlights are there to show you a player's strengths, what can be expected of them, how their game is made up, and in most cases, that they can further develop these specific skills to become elite. Yes, it is just practice, but we also have to understand this is a practice session for a rookie, and his first one at that, which is very different from practice for a vet. Rookies are trying to earn their spot on the team and trying to learn and absorb as much information as they can. They will be taking this a bit more seriously than your typical long-term player in a mid-season practice. Up until this point, we've seen a few 1-on-0 clips of Wiseman practicing solo, but no 5-on-5. So this is really good pre-game, pre-regular season information. Alright, let's get to that intro. Hey everyone, what's happening? This is Swish, and today I want to talk about the Warriors rookie James Wiseman. Now this is one of the things not being accounted for with James. Wiseman doesn't play like a big man. Let me explain. Looking at his footwork, his jump shot, the way he moves on the court, if he didn't have all those smaller guys around him, you'd never guess this guy was 7 feet tall. What I saw in the clip confirmed what Draymond said in his post-practice interview.
Hi Draymond, it's
Hey.
Janie McCauley. Nice
Hey,
to
Jamie,
see you.
how are you? Good to see you
Good,
as
how
well.
are you?
I'm fantastic.
How nice was it to be out there moving around with the guys today? And how did it feel? And how are you physically? And just what did you think of some of your new teammates out there getting to work with them for the first time?
It was great. A lot of energy in the building. Just good to be back out there in the swing of things and, really gearing up for this season. I thought, James was all over the place today, which was great to see. His energy was through the roof, which took him out of positions at times, which I love to see because you can teach positioning, but you can't teach high energy.
The way he moves is very fluid. He doesn't have the typical lumbering of a 7-footer. He moves with intent and a consistency you typically only find in smaller guys. He can bring the ball up the court in a fast break with ease, and I would not be surprised if he is given some freedom to dribble and take those turnaround jumpers. Again, due to his guard-like handling skills, this should come much easier to him than a traditional center. As he is a lefty center with a smooth release on his jump shot, he is going to be very difficult to guard. He'll be able to shoot the occasional 3, which will be plenty for the time being, to make the opposing team think twice about clogging up the driving lane. And if his passing can develop, he can open up the floor for guys like Wiggins to truly shine and take advantage when he pulls the opposing big from the paint. Pairing him with Oubre should wreak havoc on defenses, because the weak sides are going to be completely reversed to guard these two. If you aren't a cerebral player, it will be very tough to guard these guys on a rotation. He has a nice soft touch around the rim.
Franchise knows what he is doing.
Sorry, wrong clip. Due to his incredible athleticism, Wiseman easily gets up for those rebounds. Now, in my first video of Wiseman, I did mention that his 3 games in Memphis were against weaker competition. While this is true, the amount of energy Wiseman brings to the floor will help his skill translate to the next level. He will still rebound at a high clip and get those putbacks or soft touches around the basket. Those are his to refuse. If there's too much traffic in the paint, I see him kicking the ball out to Steph Curry or Kelly Oubre or even Andrew Wiggins. And if he chooses, he can take the contact. He's a fairly decent free throw shooter at 70%. No hack-a-shack here. Now, regarding his defense, obviously his defensive upside is through the roof. He has the confidence to switch on to guards and can actually stay with guards on the perimeter if need be. He has that length with a 7'6" wingspan. He will be very tough to get around. My personal opinion is that he can safely guard 3 through 5 without any problems whatsoever. However, a smaller, quicker guard will be able to at times get by him, just because we have some very talented guards in this league. Also, sometimes on defense he can be out of position. But that's not because he's not covering his man, he's covering someone else's assignment. You will usually see this type of coverage from all defensive guards. You never see a center do this type of stuff. So that's a good thing. Once he gets a hang of the defensive rotations, he will be very impactful on both ends of the court. By my estimation, he will be right on schedule to help push us later on down in the year, closer to the playoffs as he becomes more comfortable. He seems to be a very fast learner, and as I've mentioned before, with Draymond and Looney in his corner, and a point guard like Steph to get him those passes for him to finish, he's the center the Warriors never knew they could have, and it starts here. Rookies selected with a top 3 pick typically get the start on their new team. However, I won't be upset if Wiseman does not make the starting lineup early on, as long as he gets quality minutes and is allowed to learn from his mistakes. I've watched so many rookies on other teams struggle in their first 15 or 20 or even 25 games with the greenest of lights, only to turn the corner later on and become a cornerstone for their franchise. Whether or not a rookie makes the starting lineup really depends on the position of the franchise and its current lineup. It is typically in the best interest of the franchise to develop their top pick as much as possible without it costing them a playoff spot, unless of course they're tanking. It's tough putting a rookie on a good team like the Warriors, especially if it's a bad fit, because the rookie won't be able to get the time they need to develop. Luckily for James Wiseman, the spot at center was wide open for a 7-footer. The trial by fire method seems to work well, though this causes the team to end up losing a lot of games, and the Warriors are certainly not in rebuilding mode this year. With the type of help that Wiseman has at his disposal in the Green, Looney, and Chris, it can only do him good to learn as much as he can from these guys, implement it on the court, and see his minutes rise. If we see him get a lot of playing time, this is likely because the coaching staff sees a lot of potential in Wiseman and trusts his development in the near future. The Warriors this year will be a delicate balance of scoring at all 3 levels while playing a high level of defense to close out wins. Our first option in Steph is poised to make a comeback and run as the MVP of the league. Kelly Oubre is poised to have a breakout year based on how his play has progressed over the years, and Wiggins, with less pressure and a much less toxic environment, will for the first time be a part of a winning culture and have increased enthusiasm to win. I cannot stress enough the importance of working toward a goal that you feel is within reach. Don't be shocked when Wiggins does things that were expected of him but never panned out in Minnesota. Draymond is rested and motivated this year as well, and I'm sure you saw how good he looked in the clip. This man is ready to compete for a championship. James Wiseman is a rookie, but certainly in contention for Rookie of the Year. He'll be better than Damian Jones ever was for the team in his first year. We also didn't need Bogut to do much, but what he did very well. The Warriors mostly ran the death lineup, the Hampton 5, showing that if you didn't have that athletic big, as long as you have that good rim protector, you'll be okay. Now that you do have that athletic big as an option, your team gets better overall. Now Draymond doesn't have to worry about how are we going to cover a guy like Anthony Davis or Dwight Howard coming in the post. If AD wants to stay out of the paint, we can definitely put Wiseman on the perimeter defensively as well. Looney has been working on his ability as a stretch 5 for a few years now, so if this comes to fruition and our 5s are shooting, this team can get scary very quickly. You put all this together, and you have this high-level defensive team with an athletic big with guard skills, incredible bench depth, better than we've had in prior years, and you have the perfect recipe for a championship contender. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do, give it a like, comment if you choose, and please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all the likes and I see all your comments. I do want to especially thank all my current subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. You guys have made this all worthwhile. I enjoy putting these videos up because of you. Thank you. Till next time.
A block so hard, Smitty gets served. Call me Lonzo Ball, bitches get swerved.
Usually I don't get down with these girls, but tonight it's on my mind, so I might eat these words. I just wanna watch